In our world, there are stories that hide in the shadows, stories that leave indelible scars, and a terror that seeps deep into memory. Today, we're diving into one of the darkest of them all. Imagine a terror that lasted for over 30 years. A killer who left nothing but bodies on the roads and fear in the hearts of millions. He appeared from nowhere, struck with brutal force, then vanished as if a ghost, leaving behind a mystery that baffled America's best investigators for decades. Who was this killer, and how did he manage to evade justice for over 3 decades, turning America's highways into his horrific stage? Get ready for a true story that will make you think twice before driving alone in the dark. Title: The Highway Killer. The full story on screen text. The crimes attributed to this serial killer, later identified as Deon Ristic, began in the early 1980s. His reign of terror spanned over a decade, leaving a trail of fear and confusion in its wake. Initially, there was no clear connection between the victims, who came from various ages and backgrounds. They were men and women, young and old, from different walks of life, making it difficult to profile the killer. However, all of them were found on or near highways across multiple U.S. states including California, Arizona, and Nevada. These locations were often remote, adding to the challenge of finding witnesses or clues. The killer employed multiple methods, from brutal stabbings to sudden shootings, making it incredibly difficult for investigators to identify a specific pattern or signature for the crimes. This unpredictability kept law enforcement agencies on edge, escalating terror and repeated disappearances. The murders occurred at a frightening pace during certain periods, then would mysteriously vanish for years, only to resurface unexpectedly. This erratic behavior baffled investigators and terrified the public. This bizarre pattern drove investigators to despair. They were left with more questions than answers, and the pressure to solve the case mounted with each passing day. The killer seemed to evaporate into thin air after each crime, leaving behind no tangible evidence or any lead that could reveal his identity. It was as if he was a ghost haunting the highways. His cases instilled fear among truck drivers and travelers, transforming once safe highways into places people dreaded to cross at night. The sense of unease was palpable, and the highways became a symbol of lurking danger. The case became a nightmare for multiple law enforcement agencies who had to work intermittently together for decades. The complexity and brutality of the crimes demanded unprecedented levels of cooperation and resource sharing among different jurisdictions. Each agency brought its own expertise, but the lack of a unified command often led to miscommunications and delays. Public pressure was immense, and the question that haunted everyone, who was the highway killer, echoed across the nation. Media coverage was relentless, with every new development or lack thereof scrutinized by an anxious public. The fear and uncertainty gripped communities, leading to widespread panic and a demand for swift justice. The police's failure to apprehend him for so many years significantly eroded public trust and drew heavy criticism regarding the effectiveness of the investigations. The public's frustration was palpable, and many questioned the competence of the authorities. This period saw a rise in community activism and calls for police reform. After more than 30 years of horrific crimes in 2010, Deon Ristic was finally apprehended. His arrest marked the end of a long and arduous journey for the victims' families and the law enforcement officers who had dedicated their careers to solving the case. His capture came as a result of significant advancements in DNA technology, allowing investigators to match evidence collected decades earlier with new samples. The breakthrough in forensic science provided the crucial link that had eluded investigators for so long, highlighting the importance of technological progress in modern law enforcement. It was a massive shock when his identity was revealed. He was seemingly an ordinary person living a double life, hiding in plain sight for all those years. The revelation that such a heinous criminal could blend into everyday life so seamlessly left many in disbelief and underscored the chilling reality that danger can lurk where we least expect it. Why was he able to evade capture for so long? This question has haunted investigators and the public alike for decades. Complete absence of evidence. Deon was extremely meticulous at his crime scenes, rarely leaving behind any traceable evidence using conventional methods. His ability to clean up after himself was almost surgical, making it incredibly difficult for forensic teams to find anything that could link him to the crimes. Mobile nature of the crimes. His constant movement between states and different jurisdictions made coordination between multiple police forces incredibly complex at the time. Each state had its own set of procedures and communication barriers which Deon exploited to his advantage. Varying methods. The lack of a clear signature or consistent criminal pattern made identifying the killer through his modus operandi nearly impossible. He changed his methods frequently, ensuring that no two crimes looked the same, which further baffled investigators. Evolving investigative techniques. He was only caught after major advancements in DNA profiling techniques became available, which did not exist at the beginning of his crime spree. The introduction of more sophisticated forensic technology finally provided the breakthrough that law enforcement needed. Conclusion. The story of the highway killer is a chilling reminder of evil's ability to remain hidden, and the vital importance of perseverance in seeking justice. It underscores the relentless efforts of law enforcement and the advancements in technology that eventually brought him to justice. It's the tale of a dark legend that terrorized an entire nation, but which finally ended with the capture of the killer who haunted the United States for over 30 years, thus closing a terrifying chapter that had lasted for far too long. The resolution of this case serves as a testament to the enduring human spirit and the unyielding quest for justice.